So you've met at least once.
You can't not know us.
You can't not know them.
Describe to me your character a bit. Or do you want me to describe to you my character, Jackson?
Yeah, just a few personality stuff.
Okay. Habi is...
And sorry, is it... How do you spell that?
Habi. Habi. Okay. Habi is maybe a little overpacked. She's messy. Her magic is charms, etc. So she's got a lot of like bits and baubles that she carries around. She always smells like some sort of incense. She's very friendly. Often gets delayed in errands because she'll help too many people. Still studying to be a
Too many grandmas.
Too many grandmas.
Too many grandmas.
And what else? She's not quite a full-fledged witch yet, so her magic sometimes has a tendency to do something horrendous.
That hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I know, but it's one of the weaknesses I took.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's just it's failure, so I can use true magic. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's like failure's cute. Failure's like, oh man, I messed up and accidentally made your shoes too big. Something horrendous is I ripped a hole in space.
Something horrendous is your shoes getting too big on prom night.
Okay. Sorry, I'm derailing.
Yes. So yeah, that's Habi. What is your character like?
Do you want to know about Dr. Hero, or do you want to?
Okay, yeah. Tell me about Dr. Hero.
Doesn't he have a sweater?
Yes, I believe Dr. Hero. Dr. Hero does have a sweater. He is a well-dressed cat. He knows about dressing up, not from having been the pet of a particularly doting owner, but from of course being is it Henge?
Henge.
Henge.
Yes, being Henge, he does know a little bit about Dapper, and it does fit the overall impression of being a doctor, kind of affluent. But again, his specialty is unknown. He will call it engineering. He mostly sleeps. Once after he purportedly finished his degree, he slept. Now he sleeps with his legs out. So it's a pretty marked change in demeanor. He cares about other cats. He is, but unfortunately, he seems to have cared too much because now the cats that he wanted to help, he's helped them all, and now they're no longer there. And he was a town hero by reputation, and now he's a town hero by fact. But none of the people that he's a hero to are there anymore.
No.
So Dr. Hero no longer has proof of his heroism or his doctorate.
Wow, yeah, no, this is supposed to be feel good, but it sounds like Dr. Hero's going through some sort of a crisis.
No, Dr. Hero is not. Dr. Hero isn't going through a crisis. Dr. Hero is responding to change.
He says he hasn't slept in a week.
Sweater's just getting a little bit frayed. One whisker is just a little bent. But Dr. Hero was responding to change. Those who have known of him, I mean, he does have that lingering reputation of being a hero, but again, it's that sort of wandering mystery thing. Nobody really knows what it is, but he doesn't have the dignity of being a wandering mystery because he's a cat. and that's Dr. Hero. You might have heard of him.
All right. Well, Kamiko is a very active person. She likes playing around, running, anything athletic or exciting. She can be a little...
And eating.
And eating, yeah. Spare ribs. She makes friends well, but sometimes she could be a little selfish. Yeah, and then I'll just figure out what happens with her.
Would you say that does she come from an affluent rabbit family?
No, she does not come from an affluent rabbit family.
Okay.
It's a great sentence.
Yeah, Can I suggest on the
working class
Can I
rabbits?
suggest on Habi's way through town, she maybe picked up? Is it Kameko? Kameko.
Yeah.
Picked up Kameko's tab at the spare ribs
Yeah.
stand.
That's totally
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that Habi has run into Kameko once before, just because Habi has a habit of walking through the woods. Habi doesn't associate with people much, but is very familiar with other Henge, or rather, with the Henge.
Yeah, you ain't one.
Yeah, I ain't a Henge, but I run with that crowd. So yeah, Habi has seen and briefly interacted with Kameko before in the woods, and this is their second time meeting. Habi was walking through town and happened to notice that Kameko was in a bit of a pinch at the spare ribs stall.
I ordered too much.
You did.
I can't pay for all of it.
I'm not sure you can eat all of it either.
The only thing cuter
Right.
than a jackrabbit is a jackrabbit with his pockets turned out, shrugging.
Covered in blood from.
Blood and sauce.
Oh yeah, there's definitely like barbecue sauce just on my face during all of this.
Of course.
It's really hard to get out. Okay, so yeah, let's go with that. Now you're gonna start with your relationship at 1 pip on either side. You need to come up with an initial impression. It can be something like just you like them, which is the most basic of relationships according to this game. Sorry.
Is there one where you just think they're cute?
God, I don't really think so actually, which is weird. Maybe it's affection.
Yeah, let's go with affection.
Affection. Okay, cool. You think Spare Rib Bunny is cute?
I think spare rib bunny is cute.
Cool. So you get basically
I think Habi
Jackson.
is really nice.
Okay.
So yeah, so
I
you
am,
can
yeah.
choose like or trust even. But yeah, write that down. If you look on your character sheet, there is a
Don't
sort
forget
of
the character
there's a-
sheet for the stream.
what was that?
Show the stream the character sheet.
I'll
Faust.
show the stream
so I know.
Jackson's character sheet.
Yeah. No, if you look at the character sheet, you basically have a relationship. You have a connection with you at one end of the connection and the other person on the other. You fill out pips to meet at 5 in the middle, which is like your besties for life. And you progress towards that as a goal. Whenever you raise your relationship, it's reflected on both character sheets. So you both should put down 1 pip on your character sheet, and then the other's impression of you.
Here we go. Doing that thing you said.
Please do the thing. It would be much appreciated.
Don't the relationships like the change relationships and those little pips those cash in at the end of the session? Is that right? Am I
No,
remembering that right?
they actually cash in consistently throughout the session.
Okay,
It's,
for some reason I remember adding those things at the end.
That's TBZ.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. No, TBZ comes at the end or like during the intermissions.
So you
Which
have a
this
tip
has-
for me.
Mini. Yeah, it's just a pip on both sides.
I also didn't draw that. I edited rabbit ears on though.
That's important.
My favorite
So
part
it's
is the live
basically
action
like I
bunny.
didn't.
Yeah, I like the live action bunny with a 1,000-yard stare.
I drew that.
Oh man.
That's
okay.
a rabbit with memories of a lot of spare ribs.
Oh, Sophia, the mochi power is that Kameko can make mochi. That's
Yes, it's a very important power.
power.
One of my favorites.
What is mochi?
It's a Japanese kind of
It's
like
mochi.
Means Japanese sword.
No, it's like a. Gosh,
I was trying to describe it the other day. There's no way to.
it's really hard to describe because it's a
like
completely
rice
unique
dough,
texture.
but that's not at all what it's like.
Yeah, it's rice dough,
What-
similar
it's
to
like-
cake, but fluffier and chewy. Also,
That's the worst
Imagine-
description ever, but it's impossible to do.
Imagine a muffin and a jelly bean had a baby. There you
No.
go.
No, I think that's the best one so far.
huh.
It's so good.
Okay,
It's-
muffin
it's
jelly
the
bean
best
baby.
thing.
Got it. So, but this is something rabbits can make, or this
Yes.
rabbit can make.
Yeah, indeed. There's some myth about Mochi pounding rabbit on the moon, but we'll get into that later as Jackson's moon powers come up.
I mean, some
wow! It's all coming
cultures see
together.
a man in the moon. Some cultures see a cow in the moon. Other cultures see a rabbit making mochi in the moon.
Pounding it with a huge ass hammer, yeah. Okay, so now it's Dr. Hero's turn to determine his relationship with Komeko. Oh, I can't remember. Komeko, thank you. Jeez.
Kameko. Well, they don't seem to have any cross purposes, so I don't think rivalry fits.
How'd you meet?
How did we meet? We probably met. I don't know. It seems like Dr. Hero has his paths and ways. I'm sure he would have made it over to the rabbit district of the of the three villages.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did
Kameko's
Kameko?
the type to wander all over.
Oh, okay.
Just
Oh, maybe they met in one of the other districts.
try out all the shish kebabs.
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
Dangerous
shish
Vipers
kebab.
district.
I was going to say
Yeah,
the shish
they-
kebab district.
The Viper Kebab district.
Yes! Snakes love shish kebabs.
Yeah, no, you definitely met in the Dangerous Viper
It is the easiest
district.
one for them to eat, but really, really hard to back out of.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah,
Okay,
let's say you met in one of those districts.
Yeah, okay, the Viper Kebab district, and that this was before the great hiring, as it's now known.
A life-changing event.
A life-changing event, not just for the cats, but for a whole floating city.
Yeah, redefining an age, really.
Anything athletic, exciting, eating, barbecue sauce.
You
On the
could
other
just
hand,
fill in like.
That's what I'm all about.
Yeah.
You could just fill in like for now until you get a better grasp of each other's characters.
okay, yeah, there's a positive feeling, but based off those abstract characteristics, I don't see an intersection yet, but I'm sure one will emerge.
I'm outgoing and friendly, so
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Excellent. So, yeah, you get a pip for each of you. It's important that you're starting with, like, around grand total 4 pips on either side, which is what Jackson's starting with. You guys are obviously starting with much more because you're bringing characters back that have a relationship, which is how you basically bring in your, I don't know, your +3 gear in this campaign. I believe we're roughly ready to start. A quick explanation about experience or dreams in this. Now, these relationships that you've created are powered by dreams, which are the invisible currency of Golden Sky Stories. Dreams are awarded by players and the GM to a player whenever they do anything particularly funny or outstanding. You're not supposed to award them during the prologue, but I did anyway. You basically assign a dream. You pay a certain number of dreams, as it's listed on the character sheet, into a relationship to raise it by 1 pip. You generally do one that sort of you interacted with in the last scene to represent growth, but you don't have to. And that reflects your character thinking on a relationship that they're not directly involved with right now. Every character starts with a relationship to the town. In this case, the town of Split River. You if it's set in a different town, this relationship resets each time, but the idea is you have a relationship with the town as a whole. It sounds people. You have a reason to watch out for it because these relationships power your abilities. And the town will automatically advance as the story goes on, so you don't need to invest points into it. Well, I guess you need to invest points on your end. The town will start to feel better towards you if you do a good job, is the idea. So yeah, whenever you see anybody do anything good, yell dreams. If you're in chat, you can type in dreams whenever you think that happens. Oftentimes that'll sway players into donating their dreams to each other. Functionally, you're in control of each other's experience totals, which is why this isn't a particularly competitive game. Okay, cool. So we ready to start?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Each scene begins with me starting it, giving you the basic setup and scenario and which characters are there. Other characters might come in during it, but yeah, no, it follows a basic framework. You can join in a scene whenever, which kind of makes cat paths a little worse, James. I'm sorry about your talent. Write yourself in as you see fit. Let's rock. So the scene begins with the town of Split River, alive with the 3 to 4 day festival of spare ribs and gruel. The proceedings of the festival become increasingly intricate as the barges roll in. They set up their grand stages, the many, many stalls that span the area between the two cities, and then have to tear them down rapidly before the barges depart for the night. Many a spare rib was lost to the waters, sadly. As a result,
Not any of mine.
the denomination of spare ribs has shifted from individual servings to racks to crates to boats. You get boats of spare ribs now.
Ugh.
We join this scene in particular as the barge just barely locks in, completing the town once more. Dr. Hero, not the biggest fan of the water, trods across the Great Planks and heads towards the United District, now represented here. The wonderful smells of meat and gruel wafting across his nose.
Also important, human form or Dr. Hero form?
Yeah, you get
cat
to choose.
Dr. Hero form.
Cat.
What cat wants to be anything other than a cat?
Which is which?
Okay,
He's
so
in cat form right now.
Yes, I mean.
there's cat form, animal form, aka animal form. There's sort of like a half form where you have either ears, tail, or ears and tail.
Right.
And then there is full human. Full human is the hardest to accomplish. It can only really be
Most
done at
boring.
certain times during the day. The current hour is it's like mid-afternoon, so it's going to be the hardest to transform at this exact moment. So it's a damn good thing you're a cat. Now cats have the kitty power. The kitty power lets people not freak out when they see them. For some reason, bunnies do not have this power. If you see a bunny in panic, okay.
Oh, a
The
rabbit!
bunny from the Holy Grail.
Yeah, no, but for the purposes of this session, Jackson, you could be a bunny and people won't freak out. I might make.
I'm not going to
make
go
fun
through the city as a bunny.
okay,
Unless I feel
okay.
like it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Dr. Hero, you're walking along, sniffing the smells, seeing the sights. People are pretty much ignoring you. As you approach people, though, they put their guards down and go, "Oh, kitty!" Reach down, try to pet you with greasy barbecue sauce-covered hands.
As people reach down to pet me, I shove my head up into their hands to get whatever grease there is on my head and not on my scarf and my sweater. You have no idea how hard it is to get out stains when you don't have hands.
Oh, look, he's meowing at me.
Yes. I lick the barbecue sauce off their hands. Grateful for the meal because this is a hard life as a Ronin human resources. and I'm grateful for the civilized taste of meat, which as a doctor I no longer, as I might have in my youth, go out and kill, but am willing to accept the meats of civilized society, which the not totally in the spare ribs, but they will do.
I mean, yeah, it's the meats of civilized society, and that's enough.
I am wandering through town, and I am accepting the licks and scraps to sate me after the barge ride into town.
Okay. Now, do you have your stats from the last time you played Dr. Hero?
I do not. I don't have my sheet. I think I probably lost it when I was packing a bunch of stuff up.
Oh, that's totally fine. I was gonna do a check on your Okay, so functionally, there's 4 stats in this game, and this works as an excellent tutorial for the audience. Actually, there are 4 stats in this game, and they're pretty obtuse. Actually, I love them, but they're obtuse. They are Henge, Animal, Adult, and Child. These are the 4 primary stats. You have 8 points to split up between them. How roughly do you think you want to split up your character?
I mean, we're definitely going in the animal and adult directions.
Okay, cool. So all of them have to have at least 1. So if you want to go 1, 3, 1, 3, that...
Yeah, I'm going to go 1. Yeah, let's do 3 in animal. What's the difference between adult and child?
The difference between adult and child is like your innocence. It's your ability to empathetically understand people. Adult is your ability to stand up to life's hardships.
I think whereas Dr. Hero might have been more in the child direction after that last round of experiences, he is definitely He's seen some things, man. And so yeah, we've got 1 Henge, 3 animal, 3 adult, 1 child.
Basically, this game doesn't work with dice. You just have your default stats like that, and if you meet a check, there can be silent checks or voiced ones. If you meet a check, something will happen. In this case, your ears perk up, your animal-like senses attuning to something. Hey, somebody's trying to get your attention. Hey!
My head remains focused on the meat on the ground in front of me, but my left ear turns.
It's a call from a somewhat low back alley. Multiple boards of wood have been stacked up, and only really an animal can fit through there. But you continue to hear the call. Hey, over here!
I take the meat. I take the meat that I have in my that I have on the ground in front of me, and I pick it up and I tiptoe over to the opening, and I look inside. Hello?
There's a light passageway there. Almost sprinkling of an ethereal dust rests along the ground. The pathway leads back and through a slight hole in the house next door. Do you travel down it?
First, I reach out my paw and I tap at the dust.
Dream television.
Yeah. It sticks to you. You're now slightly glittery.
I shake my paw and then roll in it.
Cash.
Yeah, dreams.
So now very sparkly. Very sparkly with extra little patches of sparkle on my face where the barbecue sauce was. I go over to the hole in the house, and I go up to the hole in the house, and I sit down on the ground long ways alongside the wall to where if anything were coming out of the hole, I could see it. But I sit there and I listen.
From inside, you hear somewhat hushed voices, and then an impact, one after the other, almost like the striking of a hammer. Yeah, come on in!
I peek my head around the corner, and I'm sniffing. What do I see?
As your eyes quickly... You expect to adjust to a dark room, but surprisingly, it's bright inside. Illuminated by a candle is a small closet. However, lining each wall are a myriad of tools. Shoes hang from the ceiling. Great wooden clogs. This tiny room is stuffed with shoes, implements, etc. Anything that you could imagine for the maintenance of a common house. On the other side of the room, you see hunched over, in this incredibly tiny abode, a familiar witch. Habi Moondrinker's just kind of hanging out, head scraping the ceiling.
Habi Moondrinker!
Hero? Dr. Hero, is that you? That's also not my name.
Moonraker. Oh, I'm sorry. It's been a while.
It's a little cramped in here, isn't it?
You're not moonraking these days?
No.
Yeah, I'm real sorry about the house. A tiny man dressed in overalls strides out from behind Habi. He carries with him a small hammer. Not much room for you big folk, he looks over at Habi.
I mean, I'm pretty short. Anyway.
Thank you so much for answering my summons.